And then all of a sudden I get scared stiff and I say, what happens if they come flying out of there again? They're going to maybe run me over and you know, hurt me or something. And that was the dream. I was scared, and I was sort of scared that they were going to, you know, come out of there and run over me. So I ran back to the rocks, I think, or something like that. I just ran away.
So you have two frightening scenes, right? One, you're hanging on for dear life on the horse, and the other is the fear that they may emerge, right? They may emerge quickly and fast and run you over. Good, 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 good. Could you please talk about what it was like looking at the water in the slot with the water and oil? What was that like, state of mind? Would you just talk about it some more?
Curious, fascinating, curious.
More.
I wanted to stay there. It was sort of watery, moist. It was wet in there. It was wet and black and dark. More. It's interesting. Mixture of oil and water. It also had the blocky structure.
It what?
It had the blocky structure. It was like the blocks. The rocks are like blocks and smooth.
What's that like? Ever see anything like it?
Not that I can.
Any colors? Because here you did say it had color.
The oily water.
Yeah. Just describe the colors.
Psychedelic.
More.
Blue, violet, green, changing.
Attractive.
Yeah. So it caught my attention. It was
Right. Curious, attractive.
curious, like a fire. You know, you can just watch it for a while.
Like a fire. Right. Like a fire.
There's no fire there, but there's.
Yeah.
It's like sitting in front of. It could be like sitting in front of a fire.
Yeah. Okay. It's an interesting state, Sarah. Psychedelic colors. It's like watching a fire. Curious, you're drawn into it. Other words?
I didn't get to stay there.
Could stay there. Yeah.
I couldn't stay there. I got pulled away while I
Yeah.
was on the horse.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute now. Actually, there was somehow or another. I did get a chance to hang around there for a bit when I wasn't on the horse. I did get a chance to hang in there, but I didn't write this down after.
That's all right. If it comes back now, it's good.
I did get a chance to hang around there and look around, either before or after or sometime. But I was hanging around in there for a while.
Okay. All right. It's an interesting state of mind to be caught up in, right? You're watching the colors, they're psychedelic, right? It's like gazing into a fire. You could easily stay there. Curiosity. As you consider that, is that similar to something that you could recall?
Well, yeah.
What?
And this has sort of just come up since I started taking these classes. I think actually that little box you've got there is actually if you were looking under a car, the car was on the asphalt, which is black.
Yeah.
And the asphalt was wet. And you were looking under there. You'd see the colors, and you'd be looking under there.
Because it would have that quality, right? The way the colors are. Now, this had the kinds of colors that you recognize as psychedelic, right? It had the ability to pull you towards it, like gazing into the attractiveness of a fire, a glowing fire. Could you add anything more to our picture?
I think there was another car further back that you could see underneath of that car.
Mm-hmm.
That's sort of, I remember looking back there. Actually, it was more like if there was a little box underneath the car.
Yeah.
Like I was actually, it's like I'm actually right there, my head's on the ground, I'm looking under the car, and there's a window under there, and you see a car in the distance in this square.
Yeah. How old were you?
I was probably about 2 or 3.
Yeah. Fascinating. All right. A lot of beauty.
Not really.
Well, I mean, just the way you're describing it.
Yeah, I'm drawn to it.
Yeah, yeah. And the colors on the oil and water mixing, gasoline, that kind of.
Well, yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm putting a spin on it if I say it's not good.
Well, it has an attractive quality, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Right. A certain kind of beauty draws you towards it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Do you remember anything else from that scene?
Actually, you know, I think I was, this is an interpretation, I was actually pulled away from that scene,
Mm-hmm.
which could be the horse running by.
Yeah.
I was actually physically pulled away from that scene.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. In every single problem I have ever studied, and they run in above 10,000, I have never found one of these early scenes that has been so influential to the person that didn't start in a good state of mind.
You might get your first case here.
This is a good state of mind.
You know, actually, you're right. It is a good state of mind.
It's a good state of
mind. In the
mind.
dream, it was a very good state of mind. Okay.
Someone else may have found that they didn't like you in that state of mind, may not have liked you enjoying that, participating in that, for whatever reason, because they took you away.
Yes, everything is, there's a possibility on that one part you were talking about. They didn't want me enjoying that. There's some interpretation on that.
Well,
yeah, okay.
Whether they didn't want you to appreciate it, or they didn't like you there for whatever reason, the important thing is they didn't see how attractive you found it.
Okay.
And therefore they are pulling you away from something that you saw as good.
That's interesting. Okay, yeah, I did. In the dream it was attractive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. It was curious. In the dream it's curious. It's a curious attraction.
Yeah.
I wanted to go there.
Yeah. This is curious. You wanted to go there, right?
No, I found myself there. That's what
it's okay. You found yourself there, but you did want to stay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah. Now, here's the problem. In every problem that we call a pathologos problem, it's a problem because we don't understand what they did. In this scene, right, with Peter, clearly, did not understand, still doesn't